Hi, welcome to my first trimester diaries vlog. As I'm filming this today, I am actually quite far along in my second trimester, but I have been documenting my pregnancy week by week with kind of like my symptoms and how I've been feeling, and this is my first trimester diaries. Watching this back while I was editing it has really kind of brought back everything that I was feeling in the first trimester. So I watched a lot of these first trimester diary vlogs while I was in my first trimester, and I just found them really helpful and comforting to watch, to kind of know what other women were going through. So I hope this can be that same comfort for somebody else. And just a couple of trigger warnings for a couple of things that I do mention in the video, just in case they're triggering for anyone. I do talk about like morning sickness and nausea, chemical pregnancies, bleeding, and miscarriage, just kind of regular first trimester anxiety kind of subjects that I kind of just briefly do touch on during my first trimester diaries. So just kind of a little trigger warning if you find things like that triggering and don't want to watch. I completely understand, but otherwise I hope you enjoy my first trimester diaries vlog. I hope it's comforting and helpful, and I will be uploading my second trimester diaries relatively soon because I'm quite late in uploading my first trimester ones. But yes, I hope you enjoy, and I will see you next time. Bye!
Hey, so yeah, it's the end of my second full day of knowing I'm pregnant. I still can't believe I'm just talking quietly because I'm sitting outside my parents' house. I still can't believe that I can say that I am pregnant. Today is the day that my period was due. And yeah, I want to tell my parents so bad, and Richard's parents, but we do just want to wait a little bit. We're not sure whether to just wait past the 5-week mark, because that's when a chemical pregnancy is no longer a risk, or we don't know whether to wait until we've had like our first appointment with like our first prenatal appointment, which is 8 weeks. We're definitely telling them like before the end of the first trimester, because there's no way we can keep it in for that long. But yeah, we're just trying to decide when we should tell them. But yeah, my main symptoms so far leading up to the positive test that I noticed were fatigue. I was so tired, and then the other one, I had definitely had funny cramps, mild cramps, but like noticeable and different to usual luteal phase cramps or period cramps. They definitely were very noticeable, but the other one, which has been funny but definitely noticeable for me, is I have been so thirsty. Like I can't get enough of drinking water, and my mouth will just feel really dry so quickly. And like before I tested positive, that was something I was really noticing, and I was noticing at night my mouth would be so dry and I would have to get up in the night and drink. And obviously because I'm drinking so much, I am going to the toilet so much as well. Oh, and the other big one, my boobs. Oh my god, they have been, hello babies, so sore, the worst they've ever been. And today was the original day I was going to test if my BBT, so I made the decision to test yesterday in the end, because if my BBT had remained high and I hadn't had my kind of usual pre-period spotting, I kind of thought it put me in a good position. So that's why I tested yesterday. I've completely forgot what I was gonna say. But if I hadn't done that and like I was waiting to test this morning, then I definitely would have known that something was up, because I had a really rough night last night. I kept waking up like pretty much nearly every hour. My boobs were so sore lying down. I just didn't feel very good either. So I would have known for sure that something was up if I hadn't tested yesterday. But yeah, I'm having a barbecue with my parents tonight, which will be really nice. My dad is actually out at the minute, and my mum's with the carers at the moment, which is why I'm filming this. but I'm just still talking a bit quietly so they don't hear me chatting to my camera like a crazy person, but they probably won't anyway because they're in my mum's room. But yeah, I'm really tired today, probably noticeable, and I'm looking forward to the weekend. And yeah, first weekend being pregnant, I think I'm gonna nap quite a bit. But yeah, and I miss wine already, but we had actually made the decision to stop drinking for trying this cycle anyway, because this was like our sixth month of trying, and we were just like, okay, after the long weekend, the early Labour Day weekend, we'll stop drinking to give ourselves the best chance. So my last wine was on Labour Day weekend, so yeah, missing it already, but not really. I'm just being silly. I'm having a nice sparkling water, which I love, and these are like my godsend for not having wine. So yeah, gonna have a nice evening. Oh, my dad's coming back, so I will see you later. Bye.
Hello, I'm sorry that the quality of this is awful. I'm just sitting in my lounge. It's getting darker earlier because we're coming into October. And I just can't be bothered to get up and turn anything on at the minute, but I just wanted to film because I do have to actually get up soon and sort out my laundry, and then I really want to take my makeup off. But I am 5 weeks pregnant today, which kind of feels like my first little milestone, because my kind of worry this first week that I've known that I've been pregnant, for 8 days. Sorry, drop my phone. I'll tell you something about that in a minute. Yeah, sorry, brain not working. My kind of main worry this first week has been like a chemical pregnancy, because I know that those can be quite common, and I've read that they're not really a risk after 5 weeks. They usually happen before then. And I kind of knew that I probably wasn't having a chemical because I've been doing pregnancy tests, like the little strip tests, up until yesterday, because I ran out of tests yesterday, and they've just been getting darker and darker, which apparently if you have a chemical isn't really what tends to happen. So symptoms so far: tiredness. It's like a weird tiredness though, like I don't feel like I need to sleep all the time. Like I'm not sitting at my desk at work like, oh my god, I need to sleep or nap right now. I feel tired, but like not like I'm gonna fall asleep. I just feel tired, and like I just have no energy, kind of thing. Like when I get home from work, I just sit here and I don't want to do anything. I'd say that's probably been my biggest symptom. Like last night I had 9.5 hours sleep, and I still just felt so tired all day today, just yawning all day. My boobs are so sore still. Oh my god. Luckily, I don't really notice it during the day when I'm wearing my bra. But when that bra comes off when I get home, oh my god, they are so sore. It's unbelievable. So yeah, I wear underwired bras, which soon needs to change. I need to get myself some non-wired bras, but I want to wait until my second trimester, because that's more likely when I'm going to be the size that I will be for pregnancy. I haven't really had any nausea. That might happen later on, I don't know, but so far I haven't had any nausea, which has been really good. I'm so thankful for that, because I know a lot of women go through it and it must be absolutely awful. I don't know that it might happen further along in my first trimester, I don't know, but I haven't had any of that yet. I have been so thirsty, and that happened before I had my positive test, as did the tiredness and the sore boobs. I'm just thirsty all the time, and I'm weighing more because of that. And then two kind of like weird ones that have been happening to me are, I seem to be so clumsy. I just seem to drop things so easily, and it's really annoying. And then the other one, this isn't so much at work, but this is like at home. I'll be like in the middle of doing something, and like I'll just so easily get sidetracked and go and do something else. So it's like I'm having a hard time staying focused on one thing. Like I said, it's not happening at work because it's not affecting my work. But I've definitely noticed it at home. So that's been really weird. And then actually this is probably really the only other symptom I've been having is my back can get really sore. Like if I'm on Sunday, I made like a roast dinner for Rich and I. And oh my god, I'm so sorry. It was getting to a point where like if I'm standing up for too long, my back just hurts so much, and I just feel like I need to go and sit down because it just hurts so much. But yeah, I think otherwise that's everything I have been feeling so far. I feel quite lucky because I haven't felt too awful or anything yet. It's just, I'm just very, very tired all the time, as you could tell. But yeah, that's the main thing. And it still doesn't feel real. It's so surreal to think that my little baby is growing in my tummy. It's amazing. But yeah, I am gonna have to get up now and do my laundry and take off my makeup, and then I'm gonna watch some YouTube and probably get another early night in. But yeah, I might film and catch up before I'm at 6 weeks, but I might next check in at 6 weeks and I'll let you know the symptoms I've been having then. Okay, bye. I'm sorry for my scatterbrain. Just my brain isn't working properly right now. I'm so tired. Anyway, yeah, I will see you when I see you. Bye. Hey, it's an exciting day today because we're going to tell both of our parents that we're pregnant. So we're going to tell Richard's parents on a FaceTime this morning, and then we're going to tell my dad and my mum just before we go out for lunch with them. And then I'm going to have a call with my brother next week and tell him, but I think he might have an idea. But yeah, I just wanted to jump on and say that we're telling them. I'm not going to film it because I'm just going to keep that private, I think. But yeah, I'm excited. Hi, I'm 5 weeks and 5 days today. I've got a massive zit on my forehead, as you can see. It's actually a stat holiday today, so I'm off work. And I'm just taking advantage of that really, and I'm having a lie down because I feel quite tired. I just had quite moderate cramping as well, which was kind of like bloating kind of pain, also a little bit like period pain. But I was at my neighbour's having coffee and a catch up, which was really, really nice. And I started to really need a pee while I was there, and I was holding it in. So I don't know if that's what maybe caused the cramping, because when I got in, I had a long wee, and then I took the dogs out for a walk, and that's when I was kind of noticing the pain. And then I got in from the walk and did another pee, and then the pain has kind of subsided since then. But I don't know, I've had quite a rough day. I had a really bad headache earlier that just wouldn't go away at all. I didn't sleep very well last night. I kept waking up like
almost every hour it felt like, and it was really hot in the night, so I didn't sleep very well, and I just feel really tired today. And I just thought, because I'm not at work and I can't do this, I can't lie down in the middle of the day when I'm at work, I just thought I would just lie down for a bit. And this is actually now making me wish I didn't have to work. Well, during my first trimester, whereas like every day I've been at work so far during it, I've just like got on with it. I've been really tired, but I felt distracted by like my actual job and doing work, and like, yeah, just like I have no choice, so I've been forcing myself to just get on with it. But like today, just being able to take everything slow paced and like, I don't know, I just it's making me wish that I didn't have to work at all during my first trimester, but it is what it is. But yeah, I'm just gonna lie here for a little bit longer. The dogs are on the bed, you might be able to hear Molly snoring. And then I should probably make some lunch at some point, because it was a long time ago now that I had breakfast. But I don't really feel very hungry at the moment. And I can't be bothered to get up right now. I'm just going to lie here for a bit longer, and then I'm going to make some lunch. And then today I did also want to make up the cauliflower cheese for Thanksgiving, like freeze it, because it's still a couple weeks until Thanksgiving. And I don't like doing it on Thanksgiving with everything else that you have to do for Thanksgiving dinner, but at the moment I can't imagine myself doing that today, but I will. I'm just going to lie here for a bit longer and then have my lunch and then probably make it. But yeah, 2 weeks until I am 6 weeks. I also had a really horrible dream last night that like I had really thin bleeding, and like I woke up so relieved that it was a dream, but I think it's like made me a bit anxious today. And when I was having this like cramping pain, I was getting all worried about it. Yeah, I feel like I'm just babbling on about shit now, to be honest. But yeah, I'm just thought I'd check in, and I will probably film another update at some point in 6 weeks. I'm just kind of really looking forward to being 8 weeks, because apparently, from what I've seen online anyway, the risk of miscarriage goes down quite significantly from that point. And apparently, like, if there is a heartbeat as well, which can happen as early as 5 weeks, then the risk really goes down as well. I mean, I don't think anything will happen to my little baby, but I'm sure every woman going through the first trimester, or who's been through the first trimester, just has this anxious feeling all the time, and just worrying about every little thing. So yeah, I think I just also wanted to film because I've just been feeling a bit anxious today, so I just wanted to kind of spiel. But yeah, I will catch up with you at some point during the 6 week mark, I guess, if I ever get up off this bed. Bye. Hello, I thought I would just film my 6 week update. Oh, there's a fly in here. Oh, the cats will get it. The cats are experts at that. Yeah, so I am 6 weeks and 3 days today. And I've definitely had a little bit of nausea this week. Some while I was at work, which wasn't fun. And then probably the worst I've had it was yesterday, which was a Saturday, luckily, so I was at home. The cats are running around after this fly. I haven't actually been sick, but I have just had that feeling in my stomach, kind of like when I was experiencing it at work. It was like that feeling when you're on like a roller, like a drop ride, and you have that horrible feeling in your stomach. But it was like that constantly.
And I remember I went for a wee at work and I did feel like I was going to be sick, but I wasn't, luckily. It does wear off, luckily, by like the afternoon. By lunchtime it's gone. This has been every time I've experienced it so far, it has gone by lunchtime. So for me, it really has been morning sickness, but not vomiting. But I just I won't feel hungry at all in the morning. Nothing sounds appetizing at all. I eat because I know I have to, and I don't feel worse for eating, but it doesn't really make me feel better, kind of thing. But then by lunchtime it's worn off, and food does sound appetizing again, and I'm able to eat lunch kind of just fine, still feeling a bit but dinner, by dinner time I can absolutely eat, no problem. Yesterday was probably, like I said, the worst I've had it so far, but I was at home, so I just laid on the couch until about 12 o'clock. But I had this dry heaving. It was really intense. It was when we were on the call to my brother telling him the news, and it was I just couldn't control it, and it was at nothing, and that wasn't very nice. As you may be able to see, I'm having quite bad acne, which isn't fun. Sorry, the dogs were barking. Can't remember what I was saying. Yeah, so I think I was saying about the dry heaving and just feeling really blech yesterday. I've been sleeping a lot better the last 2 nights. Pretty much since I've been pregnant, I haven't been sleeping very well at all. Just feel like I'm waking up every single hour because I either need the toilet, I'm thirsty, or I'm just waking up. So that's been really annoying. I've been having such strange dreams, so weird. Last night I was having one that we were best friends with this guy that really looked like Gerard Way from My Chemical Romance. And his profession was being a Gerard Way lookalike or something. But then later on in the dream, it was actually Gerard Way that we were best friends with. Oh, it was so strange. So yeah, really, really weird, intense dreams. I had another one that we were in Prince George, which is where my mum's from, and I've always wanted to go and visit Prince George to see where she grew up. And we went down the road that she lived on, and there was a law firm there, because I work for a law firm in family law, and they were hiring, and I just asked about what the salary was, and it was $100 per hour, and I really wanted to work there. But then the whole $100 an hour thing was some front, because one of the lawyers was trying to lure this person in that wasn't me. Oh my god, it was so weird. So yeah, I've been having really bizarre dreams. I'm just gonna let the dogs in, and then I'll come back and I'll tell you about food cravings and food aversions. Okay, I'm back. So food cravings, there's not really been one set thing, but I've craved a few different things. So I've really had a craving for raspberries. Had those the other day. They were so good. Got some more in the fridge. I've had a craving for peaches. Haven't had those yet, but I've had that craving. Chocolate, which I had yesterday when I started feeling better. Just for the record, I do not have a sweet tooth at all. I never crave sweet food. I never eat chocolate. Maybe every now and then when I'm on my period, but not every single period by any means. And really, really don't eat much chocolate at all. I've probably eaten chocolate maybe once or twice this whole year. And ice cream, really craving ice cream. Had Ben & Jerry's half baked, not all of it, ice cream yesterday. There's still some more in the fridge. I'm gonna have some today, so I've really been craving that. Sorry, Molly wants to come in now. I will be back. I think those are all of my sweet cravings. I have had a couple of savoury cravings, but I can't remember what one of them was now. That's really annoying me. What was it? I haven't had as many savoury cravings as the sweet ones, but the main ones have been cheesies. I crave cheesies even when I'm not pregnant, but just something about like how salty they are. I've really been craving those. And then the other day I was doing our breakfast, we had this really nice sourdough rye bread, and like I was putting some margarine on it, and the smell of the margarine and like the bread, I was just suddenly like, oh my god, I really want Marmite on toast, which I guess is another quite sort of salty tasting thing, and I really had a craving for that. I don't have any Marmite. You can get it in Canada, but it's super expensive. I think I'm not going to give in to that one. I'll just kind of let it slide for now. But yeah, it's kind of salty things. And like last night we had a really naughty dinner. We had like the Ben and Jerry's, and we had poutine and like an Impossible burger with mushrooms and Swiss cheese. Oh my god, it was so good. I was hungry by the evening. I wasn't hungry in the morning when I felt really awful. Didn't really eat very much lunch, but by the evening I was starving. But the cheese curds that we had for the poutine were quite salty, and I was really enjoying those. So the sweet cravings are more, but like the savoury cravings that I am having are definitely like salty things. And then aversions. Sorry, excuse me. I'm still really, really tired all the time, as you can see. I've only really had two things that I really just don't like the thought of, and they're both things that pre-pregnancy I absolutely love. One of them is probably my most favourite thing, and this is actually a good aversion to have because I can't have it anyway, is wine. If you can believe that. But it's mainly for some reason, you can get, there's a winery called Pella Estates, and it's kind of like a more budget option wine. It's still nice, but it's not, you know, like a higher quality one. For some reason, the thought of their Pinot Grigio is just bleh. It's just bleh. No, I can't think of that. And then the other one, which I'm having a bit of an aversion to at the moment, and it's really sad, is tofu. I love tofu, but I just really don't like the thought of it right now. And I don't know if it's because when I was quite early, I think it was at 5 weeks, I did like a tofu recipe online, and I really didn't like the taste of it. And I don't know if that's what's put me off, but tofu's just giving me a bit of the ick at the moment. And I love tofu. I always eat tofu. And I know it's a good protein, vegetarian protein for me to have in pregnancy, but I'm really not enjoying that at the moment. Rich is suggesting that we have salt and pepper tofu and egg fried rice tomorrow for dinner, which is like one of my usual favourite home cooked meals. But I just don't know how I'm feeling about tofu at the moment. And tonight we're having noodles with the protein that we bought for it last week when I was kind of feeling fine about tofu. It's like a sriracha. This is a fava bean tofu rather than soy tofu, but it's a sriracha fava bean tofu, and I don't know if I want it. I think I'm gonna try and have it tonight because that's what our plan is for dinner, and hopefully it might make me get over it, but I just really don't fancy tofu. And yeah, that's a shame. But yeah, otherwise, symptoms are pretty much still the same. Really tired, thirsty all the time, peeing all the time, and that's about it. But yeah, I just thought I would update now because Rich is going to Toronto with work this week. We'll miss him. I'm going to be at my mum and dad's while he's away. My dad's going to come and feed the cats while I'm at work. But yeah, I thought I probably wouldn't really have time before we reach 7 weeks. So I just thought I'd film this now and let you know how I'm doing. But yeah, I think I might have some ice cream now. So see you next week. Bye. Hello. I'm 7 weeks and 1 day today. And today has been tough, actually. I'm not going to lie. I've been at work today. It's a Friday, thank God. And it's a long weekend. So I'm looking forward to having some time at home. But it's just, today was not good. I started having quite bad nausea yesterday. Yeah, so it started on yesterday quite bad.
5 minutes before I was due to finish work yesterday, I felt like I was going to throw up. I didn't. But I was kind of having that dry retching and heaving yesterday at work. And then like when I got back to my dad's, because I was staying at my parents' while Rich was in Toronto, he was feeding dogs their food, and this was just after I had been feeling sick at work. The smell was absolutely disgusting, made me want to be sick. And then I had a really bad night's sleep last night. I haven't slept very well throughout this entire pregnancy so far. I'm just constantly waking up all the time because I'm like uncomfortable, or I'm thirsty, or I need a pee or anything or something. But last night was probably the worst night's sleep I've had. So I felt absolutely exhausted all day today. But the nausea has been the worst it's been today. I haven't been sick, knock on wood. But I just felt awful. All morning up until lunchtime, I felt absolutely awful. I just wanted to cry because my hormones were like in overload. I was so tired and I felt so awful. In the afternoon after lunch, I luckily felt a lot better, and we got off at work early at 4, which I was so thankful for. But I'm just absolutely exhausted. I mean, look at the bags under my eyes. I'm so tired. And I think that and feeling crap is just making me want to cry all the time. But like, I hope it doesn't sound ungrateful, because I'm not. Every time I've been like, oh, I feel so sick, to like Rich or by text or to my dad, I'm like, it is all worth it though. And like, even though it's not nice and like not pleasant, it's not the worst thing in the world, and it's all worth it for my little blueberry, because baby's the size of a blueberry now. But it's just not nice when you're at work and you feel so crappy and you can't say anything about it because you're having to keep your first trimester a secret. And it was really not a very good day. But anyway, it's Friday now. I'm home very early because we got off work early. I'm just gonna make myself a nice dinner. Rich doesn't get back home until like midnight, and I will be way asleep by then. I'm gonna do like some halloumi, portobello mushroom, and some hummus and tzatziki with some bread and some salad, because that's the kind of thing I'm fancying. I'm just gonna watch a movie. I kind of want to watch Bridget Jones's Baby. I haven't seen that movie in a while and I love it, and I want to watch something to do with babies. And then if I feel like it, I've got some Ben & Jerry's left over in the freezer, which I might have as well. So yeah. And also, to make things worse, we have a water advisory at the moment. It's like there's high levels of manganese. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. But the water advisory says that you need to find a safe alternative water for infants and young children and baby formula. Because there's something about this thing that really affects development. And that applies to me because I have a very, very young child inside me. So that's really annoying because boiling water doesn't kill it. So for like brushing teeth, washing anything, I can't even boil water and wait for it to cool down. So I've had to bring a load of bottles of water back from my dad's, buy a load of bottled water for drinking, and it's just so annoying, especially because we're cooking Thanksgiving dinner this weekend, so that requires washing loads of like produce, and it's just so annoying. And we actually didn't have a water ban that long, like a water advisory that long ago. We had one right around the time I found out I was pregnant, so that one was a boil water one. This one isn't, but I just really hope it goes soon because it's so annoying. But anyway, enough of me moaning. I'm gonna make myself some dinner and just really chill out now because I need it. It's been a rough day. Bye. Hello. Oh, the cat's just jumped up on me. I realised that I don't think I did an 8-week kind of check-in, so I'm just gonna do that now. Didn't really experience any new symptoms in the 8th week really.
I did have one day where the nausea was quite bad, but otherwise, fingers crossed, the nausea actually kind of seems to have worn off, and I don't really seem to be experiencing it anymore. Something that was a bit more kind of prominent, I'm so sorry, in week 8 was hunger pangs, and those hunger pangs were really intense and uncomfortable, and those did kind of make me feel a little bit sick, so I'd kind of have to eat quite quickly if I had one of those. But yeah, I'd say they were maybe a little bit more intense in week 8. Otherwise, other symptoms still the same: peeing all the time, tired all the time, and boobs are sore all the time. Today was what I thought was my 9 weeks, so just turning 9 weeks today, but I had my ultrasound today, and I'm actually 1 day ahead, so I am 9 weeks and 1 day today, so it's nice to be a little bit further along than I thought. And yeah, we had our first scan today, which was just absolutely amazing. You could see the tiny baby's little heartbeat fluttering away, and it was moving its tiny little arms and legs around, and it was just so amazing and cute. It was during my lunch break at work, so I had to kind of keep my composure a little bit and go back to work, and I'm training somebody at work at the moment, so kind of really didn't have too much time to kind of stop and think about it, although of course it was at the back of my mind. And since I've finished work, I've just been looking over the pictures that they gave us, and just thinking what an amazing experience it was. And it was just such a magical afternoon, seeing our first child for the very first time. It was just, it was so wonderful, and it's making me emotional thinking about it. But yeah, it was just such a relief as well, because all I've kind of been relying on before that first scan was just the fact that I haven't had a period for a couple of months, and I've had positive pregnancy tests from my urine, but otherwise kind of like no actual confirmation, because I haven't had any blood work done or anything yet. I don't have a family doctor, so I haven't had an appointment with a doctor yet. So just kind of seeing the baby, seeing its little heartbeat, seeing that it's, kind of where it should be, we're actually a day ahead, was just a really big relief. And I've read that the risk of a miscarriage from 9 weeks, if you see a heartbeat on an ultrasound, goes down significantly. I think I saw that it's like 0.5%. So kind of feeling a little bit more like I can relax a little bit more about that now. So I'm 9 weeks and 1 day. Like I mentioned earlier, the nausea does hopefully seem to have kind of passed. That week 7 that I had was definitely the worst week of it. I just felt awful that week. It's been a lot better. It's mainly just the 3 symptoms, I would say. So the fatigue, peeing constantly, that's just been something throughout, as has the fatigue, to be honest, and then the sore boobs, and again that has been a symptom which has just been constant throughout as well. So yeah, that's my kind of 8 week and 9 week check-in. I'm very early into the 9 weeks at the moment, so I'll round up how 9 weeks has gone when I reach 10 weeks. But yeah, I just wanted to just log today because we had our scan, and it was really, really special. And I will insert the clips of the little ultrasound pictures that they took for us. They're just not within my reach at the moment. I've put them in my walk-in wardrobe, which is on quite a high up surface, so the cats can't get to it because I don't want them to get at it and scratch it. But I go into my wardrobe every day to get ready for my day, so it's just something that I can look at every single morning, and it will put a smile on my face. But yeah, I will insert the clips of that, the scan, probably tomorrow morning when there's a bit of light. Anyway, that's the 8-week update, and we're now 9 weeks and 1 day, and just feeling so incredibly grateful as well that, you know, we've been able to conceive this baby naturally. Just feeling so grateful for that. And at the time of trying, 6 months felt like a really, really long time, but I do realise that in the grand scheme of things it's not that long, and lots of people have to try for a lot longer. So I just am feeling incredibly grateful and lucky that we have conceived our little baby, and everything seems to be going well. Yeah, I seem a little bit emotional tonight. I think I'm a bit overtired. I didn't sleep very well last night, so I will catch up with you when we're at 10 weeks, and the next clip will just be the little scan. Bye. So these are our scans. I'm just trying to hold it so that I don't get my personal information in, but this one is so cute because I've never kind of seen an ultrasound from this angle before. So this is baby kind of from the bottom. You can see the little ears and arms and legs, so cute. Here's kind of more of that classic kind of side look, but obviously baby is teeny tiny, and you can see the little yolk sac there because it's not a placenta at this stage. And then this one is just kind of like another angle, but you can, I'm going to try and zoom in, see like a really, sorry I'm trying to point, but it's a bit hard with the camera. You can see a really teeny tiny kind of little footprint, which is just kind of here. So yeah, how cute are they? Hey, I'm still 9 weeks. It's not a 10-week update. 9 weeks, 4 days. It's Sunday today. My nausea has definitely like peaked this weekend. I haven't been sick. I keep just like gagging without vomiting. But yesterday and today are the closest I felt like to like that I actually would vomit. Yesterday I treated myself to an oat latte from Blends. Haven't had coffee in ages. I've only really just been having 1 tea a day, but because we were going into town, I thought my caffeine for the day is going to be a coffee. Then we had our coffee, went to the farmer's market because it was the last day of the farmer's market. Then we went to Superstore to do some grocery shopping, and the nausea just suddenly hit me. And I felt so much like I was going to vomit in the washrooms at Superstore. I didn't, but there was just so much gagging and feeling awful yesterday. So I was like, okay, I can't drink coffee at the moment. And then this morning, I started sipping on my tea. Even the thought of it's making me feel sick. And I just started to feel so sick. My voice is coming out really funny because I just feel so sick. I'm trying not to be sick. But yeah, I was drinking it and I just felt like I was going to vomit. I didn't. I managed to keep it down. But yeah, caffeine, I guess, at the moment is not agreeing with me. Baby Olive, no, Olive doesn't like caffeine apparently. But yeah, I think my nausea is peaking right now. I hope it kind of settles down a little bit tomorrow when I'm back to work, because I think I might have mentioned I'm training someone new at work, which involves them being in my office all day and me talking. And I just don't know what to do if I'm going to feel like this, because I can't tell work yet about my pregnancy. So I'm just going to really take it easy today. I didn't leave this chair yesterday. It's probably going to be the same today. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of check in because my nausea is peaking right now and I feel awful. I haven't eaten anything today yet, which probably doesn't help. But yesterday, before I had the coffee, I had eaten. So I don't know. I think it's just caffeine, I guess. So I'm going to be avoiding that for the next few days. On a positive note though, I've had like a tofu aversion throughout this whole pregnancy and just completely gone off of it. There's still certain, if I think about certain ways that I've cooked tofu before that I love, like the thought of those still is like, no. But for the first time, since I had the aversion, I had tofu last night. We tried a new Chinese takeout place, which is right by our home, and it was so nice. I was just like craving a Chinese. I was watching Madeline Olivia's like week of meals as being a new mum, and she had like this Chinese takeout and it looked so good, and I've just been craving like a UK Chinese takeout since then. This one that we had here in Canada was still very, very good. Not as good as the UK ones, but it was really, really nice. But yeah, I had tofu last night for the first time and I was fine. So I think I can kind of start introducing tofu back in, but just not certain recipes, because I still can't think about those at the moment. But yeah, I don't know when to try caffeine again, because I don't know how long it's going to make me feel sick for. So yeah, not having my daily cup of tea with the fatigue is going to be fun. But yeah, I will probably now check in again when we're at 10 weeks. Bye. Hello, I am 11 weeks and 6 days today. So I'm a little bit late in doing my 11-week update, but I wanted to do it before I hit the 12-week mark tomorrow. So symptoms-wise, I still had some nausea, kind of more at the beginning of the 11-week mark. And I had my flu shot done when I was like 10 weeks, 5 days. And then I had my COVID shot on when I was 11 weeks, 1 day. I felt exhausted the day after that. It absolutely wiped me out. But since then, I'm very pleased to say that I haven't actually had like really bad fatigue for a while, and I've actually been like capable of doing things on my weekends and on my during my evenings after work, and I've just felt a bit more like myself after not feeling like myself for a couple months. As you can probably see, I've put up our Christmas decorations. So it's just been really, really nice to kind of feel like me again and have a bit more energy, and to just not be just lying on this chair all day. Because honestly, any downtime I had, like during the weekends or weeknights, all I would do is just lie on this recliner chair on the weekends all day. So it's been really nice to have some energy back. Still suffering with acne. That just seems to be something that I've had in pregnancy. It will just be kind of, you know, one or two bigger ones. But yeah, this is a lot more than I would usually have. I had my first midwife appointment when I was 11 weeks one day, which was really, really nice. The midwives were, well, I'll have a team of 2 midwives looking after me. And at each appointment, it's kind of rotates which midwife I'll meet with. So I met with one of my midwives, and she was really, really nice. She said that we could, she needed to take my blood pressure, and she said that she could try and listen for the baby's heartbeat on the Doppler if we wanted to. She did say at 11 weeks, because the baby's still quite small, sometimes you don't always hear it. So she said, you know, if that's gonna make you really anxious if we do it and you don't hear it, we won't do it. But if you feel comfortable either way, we can do it. And we were just like, let's just do it. Because, you know, hearing her saying that if we didn't hear it, it was quite normal. Because we'd seen the heartbeat on the 9-week scan, I was kind of thinking that I would feel okay about it. But we did hear little baby's heartbeat on the Doppler, which was just so special. I think next time they do it, Rich will record it. You're so busy just kind of taking everything in that you kind of forget to record things. But yeah, it was so, so special. We're going to have the prenatal genetic screening done. I have so it's in BC. You have 2 different blood tests. So I'm having my first blood test on Friday of this week. And then the second one, I'm going to try and book it for December 3rd. It's the earliest I can have it. And then the results take 2 weeks from that date. So that's just something else I have coming up. I have my second midwife appointment booked for December 12th. And I'm going to be telling my work next week. So once I reach 13 weeks, I'm going to tell my manager first, and then I'll tell the rest of the office, and that's when we're going to kind of announce it online and things as well. So yeah, this is my little 11-week update. Really glad to be feeling a bit more myself, and I will check in with you sometime during the 12-week mark and just let you know how I'm doing. Sorry about all the mess on the table. I haven't, even though I've been able to put the Christmas stuff up, I have like got a little bit tired when I've like kind of overdone it. So it's very much kind of, I've been putting it up in stages. So yeah, I have some more stuff to sort out on the weekend. But yeah, I will catch up with you in 12 weeks, at some point during 12 weeks. Bye. Hello everybody, I'm 12 weeks and 6 days pregnant today, so I'm 13 weeks tomorrow. Some sources say that 13 weeks is the second trimester, like I think NHS in the UK says that, but as far as I know, BC and the sources I kind of have count 14 weeks as being the second trimester, so I'm going to go off of that. So I'm going to have one more week update to share with you after this. But yeah, so for my updates this week, no kind of real new symptoms. I did have some very, very faint pink kind of spotting in with some like cervical mucus. A few days ago now, I just let my midwife office know by email, and one of my midwives called me within like 15 minutes, said that everything, like, it didn't sound of concern, but if I wanted reassurance, I could go in for a same day appointment so they could do a heartbeat check. and she said she could also put in an urgent request for an ultrasound just so I could see baby moving, because obviously I can't feel them yet. So they did all those, went in for my heartbeat check on the Doppler that same day. It was really funny because my midwife she got the heartbeat straight away, and then it disappeared and she couldn't find it again. And she said it was really funny because the baby must have just been moving so much, and she said like they kind of swim away from the Dopplers, which is so cute. So it was taking her a while to find it again. She could hear the placenta, which was really good, and then she did eventually find it again, and she was able to do her count, so that was great. And then I had the scan yesterday, so my 12-week 5-day scan, and yeah, baby was moving around, looked bigger this time than it did on my 9-week scan, but the lady that did the ultrasound was really, really nice, and she said like she kept saying that we had a little cutie in there, and she could see the placenta, which she said was posterior position. And yeah, she gave us loads of prints and showed us baby moving around a couple of times. And then my midwives called me a couple hours after and just said everything on the report of the ultrasound was normal growth, couldn't see any reasons for spotting. And they just said that it was something that's really common in pregnancy. And I think it's just something that happens to me because it was a very, very tiny amount and it only happened the one time. So I also told, we also told extended family over the weekend, so like my cousins, my aunties and uncles, Richard's cousins, aunties and uncles, and Nan, which was lovely, nice for them to be able to know. And I told my office manager today, and like the main lady that I work for, I also told her, and they were really happy and really nice about it. So that feels like a really big weight has been lifted now that I've told them. And I also told a couple of like friends that I saw today, and they were so happy and nice about it. And one of them said she actually has a ton of hand-me-downs that she can give me from when she had her babies, which I was not expecting, and that's just so kind and helpful. So yeah, it's just been a really nice few days where we've kind of been able to tell people a bit more, and like just having people's reactions where they're so happy for you, and like it just kind of feels like you're able to start celebrating like the little life that's growing inside you rather than keeping it a secret. So yeah, I'm gonna tell the rest of my office a bit later this week, and then I'm going to go public online with it as well. So I'm excited. I'm still feeling so much better than I did. I had a tiny bit of nausea over the weekend. Sorry. Excuse me. Very tiny, short-lived bit of nausea, no actual vomiting. I haven't had any vomiting at all, which I'm very thankful for. Just the nauseous feeling. Tiredness hasn't been too bad, like that has really gone away compared to how it was at first, but just last night and tonight I'm feeling a little bit tired in the evenings, but I think that's just normal. Otherwise I'm feeling fine. I feel like pretty much every update I've ever given has been from this recliner chair. This recliner chair has been very, very good to me throughout my first trimester because I just haven't really moved off of this chair, especially when I was going through those first few weeks. I was so fatigued. All I would do in any downtime would just be sit or lie on this recliner, and that would just be it. So, sorry. So yeah, 12 weeks, 6 days is my 12-week update. Moving into week 13 tomorrow, and just so happy and grateful as always that I get to do this, and I'm just starting to feel really excited, especially now that we don't have to keep it a secret anymore. So yeah, I'm so happy and so grateful, and I just love my little lime. I call it my lime at the moment because that's the 12-week size. Yeah, I just love them so much. And yeah, we'll see what the new size will be tomorrow. And I will film my 13-week update at some point, and then that will be the end of my first trimester, which it's gone so quick. And I'm just, so glad I'm feeling a bit more myself, and now I can start telling people as well. It's really nice feeling. So yeah, I will see you next week for 13 weeks. Bye. Hello, I'm 13 weeks and 6 days today, so I'm 14 weeks tomorrow, and this is going to be my last little first trimester vlog entry. I haven't really had any new symptoms. Did kind of feel like I backtracked a little bit on tiredness over the weekend. Like I kind of felt like the fatigue came back a little bit, and I just felt more tired than I have for like the last couple of weeks. Needed to have like a nap and a lie down and things like that. I'm sure I've mentioned it before, but something that has been quite bad for me is acne. I know it could be a lot worse, but this is quite a lot for me. So I've ordered some pregnancy safe spot treatment that I'm going to use. I felt very, very irritable today. Not by anyone, but just like by things. Like things are just annoying me today. Like I haven't been having a go at Rich or taking anything out on anyone. I've just felt like really annoyed by things. But yeah, I want to end this first trimester vlog on a little high. So thankful to be through the first trimester. It's such a kind of like rocky period. So happy to know like the first trimester honeymoon kind of stage is ahead, and just over everything so thankful that my little lemon is just safely in there and growing away. Bless its little heart. I can't wait for the next scan to see them on the screen. That'll be our anatomy scan, and we will be finding out the gender. So yeah, the first trimester is over. I can't believe it. Gone quickly and slowly. I was nowhere near as anxious about things as I thought I would be. I just tried not to let myself get too stressed and anxious about things, because I know like the stress can pass on to the baby. So I really kind of tried to focus on that. In the last couple of days, I've definitely felt increased hunger as well. Like I'm getting so hungry in between my meals. So that's just kind of another new symptom as well. But yeah, here's to the first trimester. Thankful to be through it. And just closer and closer to meeting baby. So yeah, I will see you in the second trimester. Sorry, just before I do round this video up, one other new symptom actually that I have had is lower back pain. It's not like super painful, it just kind of feels like almost like something needs to be clicked, or like something's been twisted a bit funny. I just have this kind of pain in my lower back, and climbing upstairs is really hard on my thighs. For some reason I get pain in my thighs. I know that my uterus does tilt backwards. I have a retroverted uterus, which they told me in my 9-week scan. I think by around this period it kind of starts to shift forwards to accommodate baby, so that could be causing the back pain. But they did also find on my 12-week scan that my placenta had formed posteriorly on my posterior area, so essentially on my back. And I kind of looked a little bit into that afterwards and read that can give you lower back pain as well. But it does mean that apparently you might feel baby kicking sooner, because the placenta's not cushioning the front from baby. So that's just one symptom I forgot to mention.